We Are the City, the all-new award-winning KCTY. This is the Doug and Judy Show. Welcome. Tonight's special guest, Steve Bonino, back for a special show and brand new music. So how's it going, Judy?
Oh, well, I would like to say welcome to Steve Bonino. We have been waiting for your return.
Well, thank you. I was just sitting out in the hallway for the last 6 months, and I'm glad the time came around.
Well, you've been so busy, and we'll talk about your travels and the music, and you have a new CD.
Yes.
And it's all about peace.
Yes, once again.
And stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
But I'll clean it up myself, I guess. Oh, the sweet smell of success. Handle me with care. When the world flips you off and you're in a confrontation, try a different variation to your pattern of response. People get mad, get in your face. They expect retaliation. You can rise above your station and be better than that. So much better than that. When you flash a peace sign to the world, go on and flash a peace sign to the world. If you don't respond in kind, you will blow their little minds. When you flash a peace sign to the world, it's the tiny little thing. Every action we take brings that can make a world of difference. Every day we change the world. It's the tiny little ways. Every action makes a change. Every day we change the world. We change the world. We change the world. We change the world. So isn't it time to turn it around by returning hate with beauty, making it a solemn duty to be better than that, so much better than that. When you flash a peace sign to the world, go on and flash a peace sign to the world. If you don't respond in kind, you will blow their little minds. When you flash a peace sign to the world, go on and flash a peace sign to the world.
Flash the peace sign to the world. KCTY Long Beach, Doug and Judy Show. Steve Bonino, brand new.
Awesome. The name of that is Peace Sign.
Yes.
Tell us the story behind it.
Well, it just seems like the thing that I've really been inspired to create about lately is choices. Because one of my favorite movies of all time is Groundhog Day. And Bill Murray lived the same day over and over again until he got it right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if he had made those better choices at the beginning, there would have been a great day right from the start. So that really affected me in terms of a theory of how to live your life, because every second we could do anything. Yeah. Positive, negative, horrible, wonderful.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, it's about road rage.
Okay.
If you're driving down the street, somebody cuts you off, somebody flips you off, somebody screams at you, you can respond in kind,
Yeah.
which just makes everything darker and it could escalate to violence.
Exactly.
Or you could flash them a peace sign, which I'm hoping they'll take in the right way.
Well,
saying,
you
I'm not going to go where you're at.
Yeah.
Go in peace.
Exactly.
I hope they don't get offended by the peace sign and come and attack you anyway. But that's the theory, is that, respond to the negative coming at you in an unexpectedly nice way. And you might just blow somebody's mind.
Yeah, exactly. And in your lyric, you have something that refers to change every action. What is that lyric?
Well, that's part of the whole thing of making choices every second.
Okay.
Every action we do makes a change in the world.
Every time someone flashes the peace sign, it creates positive energy.
Exactly. And every time somebody goes the other way, it creates the dark energy. And we have choices to make. We have choices to make. Every one of us. And I'm not 100% successful. I've had my dark moments in a car, but this song has actually inspired some of my friends who, having heard this song, been faced with road rage, thought for a second and responded to you with a peace sign or just to, avoid the conflict that they would normally respond with. So, hey, I made a small change already in a little way.
It's easy to sing along with.
Good. Well, that's the idea, is to be hummable tunes.
Yeah.
Always want to do that.
I thought, I'm not, my mic's on. I thought about that just the other night, something like that. I was pulling out of here, going down the street, and as I was making a left turn, somebody else hit me with the bright lights. I said, oh, okay, I'm putting my bright lights on, right?
No.
And then I was thinking, why did I do that? That was, not only could it escalate the situation, but what if they just accidentally hit the brights? Because I've done that before. Sometimes I'm reaching for them because my turn signal and my bright lights are the same lever. So, sometimes I've actually hit somebody with the brights and I was just trying to turn my signal on. I wasn't trying to, be like that. And I was just thinking, I didn't need to do that, But like you're saying, is just take like another step, is like make it up, convert that negative energy into a positive energy. And like you say, it may not necessarily work, but even somebody may see, third-party observer may see you, either like waving at somebody that's like mad at you, calls you a name or something like that, and then maybe just wave a peace sign or something like that. And then a third person will look at you and say, yeah, I don't need to react to stuff like that in just such a primitive way.
It's that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to remark that the melody is so catchy that it stays in your head and helps you flash the peace sign.
Well, I tried to create it so that when it hit flash, it was a big moment in the song structure, so that you kind of...
And you repeat it often enough that it's so enjoyable.
Well, thank you very much.
And
it has a sing-along song kind of quality too, so that people can sing along, as a group, and kind of positively reinforce their desire to, just live a happier life and
tribute to John Lennon.
As you were saying, Doug, though, you, in not responding negatively or flashing a peace sign or whatever you might be doing, a third-party person might see you, even if the first person doesn't respond well. That's the thing about what I'm trying to do in my life in general. It's not always what you think you've done, but it's the throwing a good pebble in the ocean and you don't even see the repercussions of it. But if enough people, and hopefully we all start doing that, start thinking about positive things to respond to negative things in a different light, it'll start becoming more socially acceptable to say, no, I shouldn't. Why am I getting angry?
Yeah.
I'm driving in my car. Why am I so angry?
Right.
At this one guy who may or may not have intentionally done something.
Right. Or even, holding anger, and the other person's gone, whatever they may have done.
Right.
They may have just forgot about it.
Ruin your day.
And you're ruined,
It can ruin your whole day.
It's like you should feel so happy that you're driving in a car.
Exactly.
I found that out, I think, last Monday when my starter didn't work.
Wow, yeah.
It burnt, and it was smoking. It started smoking, and I was thinking, it's when it stops, it's really stopped.
Well, Steve Bonino, you have continued with your theme of peace. Last year when you came to visit, you had a new CD, and it was called Peace Rocks. It still is called Peace Rocks. And now you've followed up with a new CD, and it's Peace Rocks Sessions.
Right.
Is that right? And tell us how we can get a hold of this music on the
Sure.
internet.
www.stevebonino, BONINO.com. You go to my website, click on Steve Bonino as the link, and you'll see my albums there. And you can just click on them and go to iTunes or whatever. But the reason this one is called the same thing is because, like happened to the Beatles when they did Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour, they were all recorded at the same time. In a way, Magical Mystery Tour could have been called Sgt. Pepper Part 2 or second album.
Right.
So that's what this is. During that span of time that I created Peace Rocks, I created all these sessions tunes too. So I put out one album, thought, there's so many other good tunes that I didn't put on that album. I'll just continue that theme. So this is like Peace Rocks Part 2.
That's right. That's what you were telling us last time. Now it all comes back now. You're telling us about how you're going to continue with that theme, and what a great thing you did too, because it becomes part of even a bigger thing, a longer lasting legacy of and really concentrating on the peace thing. It wasn't just like a one-off thing. So that's.
I didn't know I had so much to say about my feelings about peace, but I guess I did.
You really do.
I'm really glad that you have carried the torch and that you have the courage to make songs that might be considered a throwback. I don't believe that way, but you turn on the radio today and everything is twerking and sex and talk about what's going on in the street, and it's really refreshing to be directed to thoughts of peace and shared humanity. And thank you so much.
I know when I was growing up in the 60s, I felt honored to be growing up in the 60s because it was just, even though it wasn't as, in retrospect and after seeing, biographies about the 60s, it wasn't as beautiful moment to moment, person to person as it was, but the philosophy behind the era was better than the era itself. But the philosophy is what just took to my heart. I've never left it, even the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and into today. And I'll probably go to my grave still embracing that philosophy. It's never taken hold the way I think we all hoped it would back in the 60s.
Right.
So I don't think it's a torch that should be dropped.
No.
We never got it done.
No, you're right. It's great. I noticed, speaking of peace, and I noticed your picture, one of your photos on your website. You have a striking resemblance to Bono.
Yeah. Some people have told me that. Some people have said, Geddy Lee. It's funny, if you play music long enough, you'd be surprised how many people you look like. It's true. But I can sort of see the Bono resemblance. If I wear glasses, I can sort of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he sings about peace and he carries that theme along.
Absolutely.
Also.
It's about peace and love.
And the last time we had you as the guest, you were getting ready to take off to Hawaii.
And I made it back.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a very nice thing I did with Brody and my band, The Trip. Brody Deliniak, who's a phenomenal singer and performer, and he hired us to go play in Hawaii with him. It was very nice. We did the gig. We came back, and it's a strange thing about music, because it's phenomenal how if you do something in different locations, but you do the same types of shows and everything, they're memories, but they're almost intangible. It's an ephemeral experience, because every experience, even though it's a little bit different, I mean, I've done 150 gigs in the last year and a half, and I can't remember half of them anymore. The Hawaii one I did because we had to fly there. But I mean, by and large, it's amazing. These gigs they're wonderful. I mean, almost all of them are wonderful. And it's a strange thing. I'm actually getting numbed to awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing. If you play your heart out, you're sweating, you're getting into it, and everybody's going, yeah.
Right.
You go back to your hotel room. It's a weird thing. You can't take that with you. You know, you want to take the screaming person with you, but you can't.
Yeah.
So it happens. It's a flash.
Yeah.
Life goes on, and it's like you're sitting in your hotel room going, did that actually happen? And why am I sitting here alone in my hotel room? This is weird. I'm not keeping any of that, you know, so you take it with you, of course. And there are much worse ways to live a life than going to concerts and having people scream and love you. But it's very strange how they kind of blend.
Thanks for that.
Because I don't get a lot of bad experiences. So I'm extraordinarily thankful for that. But since all the experiences are good, it's kind of like, wow, this wave of very nice is going through my life. So I got nothing to complain about.
Right. That's great. So when it comes to songwriting, tell us a little bit about your creative process. Sure. Do you sit down and say, I'm going to write a song, or does it come to you?
Oh, see. I've been working on this thing forever. And one of these days, I'm going to turn that into a song.
Right.
That was it.
You're just hanging on to that.
Every time I pick up the guitar, I do that.
Yeah.
Really?
Literally, for the last 5 years, I pick up the guitar, I do that, and I say, is
do
anything
going
to...
Yeah.
There's something about those three chords, I feel there's a song there. And this is the way it is for a lot of songwriters.
Yeah.
They play with one idea forever. And then one day you wake up and you go, that's it. And that's what songwriting is like. It's just little pieces of creativity that are floating around. I think they're all floating through the universe all the time. You just happen they landed in my guitar at that moment.
Yeah.
And now when it comes to the craft of songwriting and creating a storyline, that can be a little more like a regular
refinement.
writer. Yes, very much so. But I find melodies and chord changes and subject matter ideas, tonalities on the guitar inspire subject matters for me. And then I tend to labor. I sometimes get an outline of a story in my head, and then the execution of it gets to be a little more challenging. How am I going to say that story best?
Right.
And within the framework of I have 5 syllables. You know, you get very thesaurus oriented.
Yes.
Because you have to find what's a word for angry that is 5 syllables long.
Yes.
You know, you have to come up with that.
It needs to fit in there.
It has to fit in.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Okay, well,
So-
we should play some more music.
Okay.
You know, so
How about if I play one for you?
that'd be great.
Okay, this one is called Intelligent Life. And the inspiration for this is that all my life, because I grew up in the 60s, we've landed a man on the moon. Science has discovered so many cures. So, look at the internet and all the magic that all of our minds have created. We're healthier. We can be in France in a few hours. It's just amazing what we can do. And yet, since the dawn of time, I want what you want. You don't give it to me, I'll kill you. Why? As intelligent as we are, we haven't figured out how to get past that. Why can't we share this or figure out a way that we can both do it without killing each other? And we still kill each other. So this is a song about that. And it's kind of a sarcastic point of view on intelligent life.
That's fine. Yeah.
We are a flawed yet brilliant planet. We brought the atom to its knees. We put a man upon the moon, and yet when it comes to living life in peace, how can it be? There is no sign of intelligence. There is no sign. There is no sign of intelligence. There's no sign of intelligent life. intelligent life. We built a sailboat in a bottle. We have the power to cure disease. We sail the bottom of the ocean. Yet when it comes to living life in peace, how can it be? There is no sign of intelligence. There is no sign. There is no sign of intelligence. There's no sign of intelligent life. Intelligent life. We are a flawed yet brilliant planet. We learn to map our DNA. There is so much we can be proud of. Yet when it comes to living life and guns and war away, there is no sign of intelligence. There is no sign. There is no sign of intelligence. There's no sign of intelligent life. Intelligent life. Intelligent life. Intelligent life.
KCTY Long Beach. We are the city. KCTY, the voice of Long Beach City College at 107.7 FM and online kctyfm.org. Replays will be available on the Ustream link on our webpage.
And that was Intelligent Life by Steve Bonino, live right here in KCTY.
Yeah, see, that's and that's kind of like what you were talking about before. That's going to be one of those moments that you know, when we're experiencing you in the studio like that, and it's just kind of like the greatest thing in the whole world. And then we're going to go home tonight. And we're going to go, wow, it's so quiet here. You know, what's going on? So we always try to figure out a way. How do we capture a little piece of that moment? You know, so
There's something always special to me in my history of listening to radio shows when a major artist or somebody that I like, who has a song that I know, that you've heard the record of, comes in and you hear the interpretation quietly and you just go, wow. Because you know what it is? A song. You know, sometimes the production enhances, but still the song, you know, you get down to the bones of what the song is.
It is.
The words are either there, the chords are either there or they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can really hear it with the guitar and vocal.
Oh.
And it's great to be able to hear you kind of tell us what's behind those songs too. So,
I know.
so
You can hear your passion about.
Yeah. And you always give it your all. So we really like that.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Stick with us. More of Steve Bonino.
She's the girl I sit behind in class with pretty curls. The reason I don't hear the teacher's words. She makes me feel all strange inside. She's what dreams are for. I take the long way home from school to knock on her door. Is it alright for Carrie to come out and play? She is the girl I will marry someday. Takes all of my courage to come out and say, is it alright for Carrie to come out and play? find the words. I tried to tell her how I feel 1,000,000 times or more. Please don't let my tongue be tied as I knock on her door. Is it all right for Carrie to come out and play? She is the girl I will marry someday. Takes all of my courage to come out and say, is it all right for Carrie to come out and play? Will someone answer? Will she come out and play? My life is in the balance, it's an awful lot of weight to carry. For Carrie. She's the girl and I will love her till my dying day. My first, my last, the only pass to heaven I will take. Is it all right for Carrie to come out and play? She is the girl I will marry someday. Takes all of my courage to come out and say, is it all right for Carrie? Is it all right for Carrie? Is it all right for Carrie to come out and play?
KCTY Long Beach, Doug and Judy Show, Steve Bonino with the song
Come out and play.
Come Out and Play. Oh, that's right.
And
look at
can Carrie.
Now, just to let you know, I don't have a Carrie in my life.
Yeah,
Carrie
okay.
is a scotch tape of all the girls in my life.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, it's that feeling when you're a young. You didn't have that, but you did, a young man, and you're nervous about being rejected.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what this song is about. Just
Yeah.
a guy saying, "Can I get
Yeah.
the courage? Do I have the courage inside me to risk rejection of this girl I think is the cutest thing in the history of the world?"
Yeah.
And that's all the song is. It's just a simple expression of that feeling that I remember. Strangely enough, I still
Yeah.
remember the youthful feeling. Literally, I can tell you a story about my youth, which is kind of, I'm not very
No,
proud of the decision
please
I made, but
do.
I was so encrushed with one girl in my class that I took 30 of my albums, my precious, because for me music was everything, precious albums,
Right.
and I put them. We had these desks that you could open up,
Right.
and you could put stuff in them.
Yeah.
I put my 30 albums in there and closed it. Never wrote a note. I was too scared to be rejected to even let her know who did it.
Oh, wow.
And she spent the whole rest of the semester asking, "Who did that?
Yes.
Who gave me 30
Oh,
albums?"
you put
I
it in
never.
her
I put it in
desk?
her desk, and I never, ever fessed up to it. I
Oh,
was too scared to
my
be rejected.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
if you're out there, what's her name?
I don't know. It was Carrie,
Yeah, Carrie.
for all I know anymore. Just because I was madly in love with her then doesn't mean I remember her name now.
You're in love, but you have that
That's when I was 6 or something.
the fragile ego. Yeah. It's a long time ago.
That song.
She's probably
has
still wondering
a-
to this day. There's, she goes out and tells
She's still
people.
wondering. She probably
Yeah.
said, "Some guy
Yeah.
gave me 30 albums. I don't.
Yeah.
Never told me who
Looks
it
like
was."
his favorite albums too.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
So we were talking about a little bit about being a rock and roller, and then you come out with a ballad,
Mm-hmm.
a sweetheart romantic ballad, and then all these people are reacting to it, saying, "Wow, really, that's one of my favorite songs."
Right.
And we were even talking about I was thinking about the band Slade, which goes way back, but they were just this heavy rock and roll, screaming rock and roll band, and then Quiet Riot redid some of their songs, made mega hits out of those. But then they come out with this the song, and it starts out, I believe in woman, my oh my. I think the song's called My Oh My. That's what it is, yeah, by Slade. But and everybody listens to this song and they go, oh wow, I really like that song. So
well, another example of that is Extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme was the guitar player is phenomenal, great singer, rock.
Yeah.
Their show 99% is rah, rah, rah. And they put 2 songs on one album, Wholehearted and More Than Words. And that's all anybody plays on the radio practically.
Oh, yeah.
These 2 quiet, beautiful tunes, and all the rest of the repertoire, all their albums are...
Yeah.
And these 2 beautiful, honestly, very beautiful tunes.
Yeah.
It's amazing, you know? You don't know where the magic's going to hit.
Right.
They probably even might have thought that, man, this is not going to quite fit for a More Than Words with a rock. I could see a discussion very easily happening saying, let's leave that off. It doesn't fit.
Right. Especially like with a producer or somebody. I mean, you may have to, sometimes the artist has to fight with the producer to put songs on an album.
Absolutely.
Because the producer's going, this doesn't go with all the other stuff. Why are you putting this on there?
Speaking of producer, do you produce your own CDs, Steve?
This one is almost all me. But this one is
do you consider yourself an indie producer? Is that a label that...
What is an indie producer? I consider myself a musician that is trying to figure out the best way to get my songs out there using whatever equipment I have and friends I have and whatever I have. I don't have all the tools that some of the people with a larger budget have. That doesn't matter, though. If you don't write a good song, it doesn't matter if you're in Abbey Road studio with George Martin as your producer. But if you have a good song, and hopefully you put it out in such a way that it conveys the message of the tune, at least you have something. This isn't as produced as Abbey Road is, but I wrote some songs I'm proud of.
Great sound.
Yeah. One producer said that he had made some of the best albums he had ever on some of the worst equipment, whereas he made some of the worst albums ever on the best equipment.
Yeah, it forces
so
you
like you say,
to use...
It's the material, it's not the equipment that
you
makes
can
the
rely on the quality of your equipment and let it think it's going to do the job for you. Music isn't about all this stuff. Music is about melodies and words. And then we use all these tools to try and get it out to the public in a way that excites them and puts the song out first. But, when you have nothing, you are as creative as you can possibly be to get from point A to point Z. You can't not be because you don't have enough tools. So you use everything to their max. You're discovering new ways of using things that weren't even designed to be used that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you have everything in Abbey Road, if they're creative, of course, it's the best thing in the world. But you can also just go in there and just say, oh, it's Abbey Road. Everything's going to be great. Yeah. Not if you don't perform your song well.
Right.
Not if you don't put passion and energy in it.
So the clock is ticking away here, and we want to hear you play another song.
Passion and energy, yeah.
Okay, you guys relax now.
Yeah.
Leave the driving to us.
Okay.
Some say peace is never gonna be. I say we can live in harmony. What if leaders threw a war and nobody came? I think it would please the Prince of Peace that we acted in his name. That's why I say peace rocks the world. Peace rocks the world. Peace rocks the world. And I rock for peace. Some say peace is only for the weak. say we can live in harmony. I know we must stay prepared to keep our family strong, but the peace I know is born from love and doesn't need a bomb. That's why I say peace rocks the world. Peace rocks the world. Peace rocks the world. And I rock for peace. Peace rocks the world. Peace rocks the world. And I rock for peace. I rock for peace.
Applause, please.
Yay!
KCTY Long Beach.
Peace rocks.
Peace rocks.
That is awesome. And you rock. Peace rocks the world, and you rock for peace. Thank you, Steve,
Oh, my
for
pleasure.
bringing peace to our KCTY.
You guys peaceful now?
Oh, yeah.
I feel much better right now.
and
Oh, good.
romantic,
That's good.
too.
Oh, how wonderful! Well, I'm honored to have brought peace and
And
romanticism
we
to your world.
still have, there's a total of 12 tunes on your new CD.
Yeah, you really packed them in there.
Yeah, so I mean,
They're a little shorter than the other ones, so the actual running time of the album is. Like I said, the running time of the album is shorter than
yeah,
Peace Rocks because
yeah.
these songs are a little shorter.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
sorry.
fine.
No worries.
So, okay, so should we go ahead and listen to one of them?
Sure.
And this one is You Rock My World.
Every time you kiss someone, hug someone, or love somebody new, you rock my world. Every time you touch someone, lift someone, or take away their blues, you rock my world. What you wanna hide your love for anyway? Find someone who loves some love from you. Ooh. Every time you help someone, heal someone, or make them feel brand new, you rock my world. What you wanna hide your love for anyway? Find someone who loves some love from you. Ooh. Every time you kiss someone, hug someone, and love somebody new, you rock my world. Yeah, 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 you rock my world. Every time you love somebody new, yeah, 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 you rock my world.
KCTY Long Beach, Doug and Judy Show, Steve Bonino.
yeah, you rock my world.
Hey, where did that come from?
You rock our world.
Well, thank you for letting me come back and rock your world.
No.
And if you'd be very kind, I'd love to come back and rock your world when I have my next album out.
Oh, please do. We want you to be consider yourself a regular
Wonderful.
guest on
Wonderful.
our show,
Wonderful.
and that way we can keep in touch with all your good music.
Well, thank
and the goal of college radio is to break new music.
Thank goodness for
And-
somebody willing to play music from people who aren't famous yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of those people, and I really, really, really appreciate you guys giving me some exposure.
We
It
love
means a
the
lot.
music. We
Thank you.
love the music, and
And the quality of the music is awesome. I mean, you really touched on some of my old memories there musically with that last song. So
Oh, thank you.
we really appreciate that we get to hear something new that kind of reminds us of something old.
Sure.
You know, and you blended the two very well. So
Oh, thank you.
thanks. So is another one we could play?
Let me think, what's the next best one to throw on there? How about a really, really quiet one? Maybe just like to piece everybody out on?
That'd be good.
How about Peace on Earth?
okay,
It's very peaceful.
wonderful.
And which one is that? Oh, here it is.
I'm sorry,
7.
number 7.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Cold hearts, dark times, oh, to feel the light shine. War games, man's shame, even though I worry for the future. Deep inside, I still believe that in spite of all we see, someday there is gonna be peace on earth. Earth, you are the father and the mother, and if we destroy, there is no other. So dream now with me. Soon we will disarm the final army. Deep inside, I still believe that in spite of all we see, someday there is gonna be peace on earth. So peace on
KCTY Long Beach with Steve Bonino on the Doug and Judy Show. And that was Peace on Earth. Very, very nice.
Which basically means I'm running for Miss America.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well, you can
So,
be
Judy, what would you
Mr.
like?
America.
Judy, what would you like?
Yeah.
Peace on Earth?
Peace on Earth, yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Don't ask me
What else?
about greenhouse gases. I'll get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, it's so exciting to have you here live.
Thank you,
And
Judy.
Doug and I want to thank you so much and
Thank you.
invite you back.
Please.
I mean, we can't really wait a whole year.
You won't have to.
Can we? Can you
I have another
come
album coming
back
out.
in
Hopefully
the
in
spring?
early. Yes,
Oh.
I have an album that's called Children of the Moon with a couple of other people that were
I
working
was
on it,
gonna ask
and
you
it should
what
be done
that was.
in the spring. Yeah,
I saw
on the website.
on your website,
Yes.
and it sounds like a movie.
Children of the Moon.
Yeah.
Well, this just to get, if you have a second.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, the story behind why Children of the Moon is called Children of the Moon, which actually Pascal, the singer, keeps saying, why don't we call it Children of the Sun? Why Children of the Moon? And I said, well, first of all, there's a band called Children of the Sun, so throw that one right out the window. But the reason it's I wrote a song called Children of the Moon, which is going to be on the album, which is about when you feel alienated in your points of views about life, and you seem to be surrounded by a bunch of people who, if you're a positive person, you're surrounded by negative people, or if you're a peaceful person, you're surrounded by people who really embrace conflict. You don't feel part of that thing. And there are times in my life where I felt like I don't even belong on this planet. Maybe I come from another planet, and that's what it is. Maybe I'm a child of the moon.
Interesting. Oh, your theme is worth looking forward to hearing music from that theme. And in the meantime, we will be flashing the peace sign.
Someone cuts you off?
Wherever we go, and expecting that it's going to create positive currents in the universe. Is
How could it
that
not?
right?
What else could it do?
And it's catchy.
Yeah.
And it's catchy. And the more people hear your music about peace, the better chance we have. Because peace starts on a personal level.
If you're not peaceful sitting inside your car, if I'm rushing to go someplace and I'm not happy about where I'm going, I'm already in a state where I'm not putting peace in my heart.
Right.
So we're always, life is complicated and hard, so we're not always in a good place to be at peace. But we can choose to at least go there. It's like somebody said, you don't feel like smiling? Smile.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll feel right.
Yeah. Right.
So we kind of have to force. It's very easy to fall into the darkness in this world right now. So we kind of have to force ourselves to make better choices.
And that's really that's a great point, because part of flashing the peace sign is that maybe if we can make that maybe our first reaction, that's great. But sometimes our first reaction may be just kind of a payback reaction. But if we could just think about it for a second, don't choose your first reaction, but choose your better reaction, then you have a better outcome.
I know a lot of people who get into physical altercations in bars, and at the time it seems like the most natural, only thing you can do, and they always feel terrible the next day. Either physically because they hurt themselves, or because they got some guy that's really badly hurt for no reason other than he was looking at your girlfriend or whatever the case was.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
Find the better choice, because it's better for you too, just for a selfish reason. Nobody feels good about doing bad things later, in retrospect.
Right, as long as they have a conscience.
Yeah, if
they're
they
normal.
have a conscience. Well, there's some people without conscience, and God bless them.
Yes.
Yeah. So remember Steve Bonino website.
SteveBonino.com. So Steve, BONINO.com.
And the new CD is the Peace Rocks Sessions. And you will hear the music of Flash the Peace Sign and do your part to promote world peace.
Please.
And thank you again, Steve. I mean, it's
I
wonderful.
hugged you last time. I got to get another hug this time. Thank you so much.
It's a requirement.
It's a pleasure to be with you both, because you're both coming from such a wonderful place, spending your time helping people like me. I mean, I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's been a great experience for us to finally get here to where we're doing college radio for the right reasons,
Right.
So it's basically to promote new music, and then it's so great to meet artists like you that are working so hard, and as if you weren't busy enough, you've got like another band that you were at the trip that you play with, and then you've got this Children of the Moon project. So
and then we got to give a shout out to Jim Nichols.
Hi, Jim.
Because if it weren't for Jim, we wouldn't even know you. And you played with him last week.
Yes, we did. We had a very nice time.
Orange County.
We had a very nice time.
And that must have been a
Sure.
blast.
I love playing with anybody who's a good musician and listens.
Yeah.
You know, the only time I don't have fun on stage with another musician is if they're phoning it in. But so long as the musicians are listening and we're having a good time together, man, I love playing with everybody.
Oh, great. Thank you again,
thank you.
Steve.
Thank you, Steve Bonino, joining us, Doug and Judy Show on KCTY Long Beach, the city, 107.7 FM.